Count on LEX 18 News, winner of a Regional Edward R. Murrow Award, for its new series, State of the Commonwealth. Here's what's on LEX 18 tonight. Sponsored by your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Boy, the 4th of July is going to be a hot one. If you're cooking out, heading to the lake or the pool, or just stepping outside for the fireworks, be sure to check the latest forecast with the free LEX 18 Storm Tracker weather app. Now stay with us for LEX 18 News at 6.
Count on LEX 18 News.
Coming up, millions of people are hitting the road this 4th of July weekend, but there are new rules in states across the country you should know before you go. Plus, watch why Governor Beshear is not mandating masks for holiday celebrations, but strongly recommending you wear one. And some safety tips before lighting up those fireworks. This is LEX 18 News at 6. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Kevin Christopher. Nancy Cox has the night off. After months of staying in, people in Kentucky and across the country are excited to travel again. But these trips, whether long distance or short journeys, are going to come with a lot of changes from travel in the past. LEX 18's Eleanor Buckley talked to AAA of the Bluegrass about the health and safety precautions you should take and what you should expect on the roads. That's tonight's big story at 6.
With gas prices still fairly low, instead of flying, many people are taking to the roads this holiday weekend. And Lori Weaver Hawkins, the public affairs manager for AAA of the Bluegrass, says with the coronavirus, traveling by car is safer for most Americans. But since many cars haven't been driven in months, make sure you check your battery before you hit the road and pack not only your normal essentials, but also gloves, hand sanitizer, and masks.
I think people feel they have more control with their own vehicle and the stops that they make. They're lessening the travel crowd. You know, they're not all in an airport or all in a plane together.
Traveling by car is only down 3%, but traveling by plane is down over 70%. So with the pandemic, not only how people are traveling is changing, but where people are traveling to. Normally, destinations like Orlando, Florida are popular travel spots. But this year, the #1 travel destination is Denver, Colorado. Hawkins says this is likely because of the pandemic.
So I think that what we can take from that is that people are planning to get away, but they're doing so and thinking about, okay, where's a destination where maybe I won't be in those big crowds? And so they're thinking ahead in that manner.
Kentucky State Police say they will have increased patrol this holiday weekend. So remember to be safe on the roads. In Lexington, Eleanor Buckley, LEX 18 News.
Yesterday, we talked to Lexington's Commissioner of Health, Dr. Craig Humbaugh, who says a lot of cases in the city are being linked to recent travel, so be careful if you're heading to any hotspots such as Florida or Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The 4th of July is bringing the heat. Emily Goodman is in for Bill tonight. Emily, is the sunshine going to last for the whole holiday weekend?
You know, Kevin, I think it just may. We'll still have to deal with a few of those patchy clouds outside, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a hot one. So go ahead and prepare for that now. Beautiful sunshine outside right now. A few more of those patchy clouds. You can kind of tell it's hazy. The humidity is starting to pick up a little bit more. You can kind of see that haze right along the horizon there. As we do look at temperatures, though, many of us are coming in the upper 80s. That's pretty much what we expected for the high today. But it's feeling more like 91. The dew points are starting to creep back up into the mid-60s. That's still not as bad as what we could be seeing. We could have those dew points, and they're coming into the low 70s. Temperatures across the state right now, anywhere from the mid-80s to the low 90s. Shelbyville at 90 degrees. It's 86 in Winchester, 87 in the Richmond area, eastern Madison County, and about 88 degrees over in Jackson as well as Boonville. So we're keeping an eye on these very warm temperatures heading through the holiday weekend. We're going to begin to see these numbers. These are the dew points starting to creep back up into the low 70s. Couple of readings right now across the state. Maybe reaching 70-degree dew point wise, but Lexington right now about 64, 65. So I'm not going to call it comfortable outside, but it's not as bad as it could be. Heat index values pushing us into the low 90s for Lexington. Sneak peek at your holiday forecast. Rain stays away for the next couple of days, but returns next week. More details coming up.
Thanks, Emily. Americans may be taking a holiday, but the coronavirus isn't. As Susan McGinnis reports, some people are following the guidelines of medical experts while others are ignoring the risks as they celebrate our nation's independence.
As 4th of July weekend arrives, Americans eager to celebrate and socialize are finding a tale of two holidays. In some regions, crowds pack into venues where coronavirus restrictions are eased. Others see their beaches and bars reversing course and shutting down. This as the data show record new cases nationwide, with the majority of states seeing numbers rising in the last 2 weeks. In Texas, surging cases leading to a dramatic about-face. The governor now mandating masks in public.
COVID-19 is not going away. In fact, it's getting worse.
In parts of California, beaches are closed. Santa Monica fining those without masks $100. Across South Florida, beaches also closed. Fireworks canceled. In Miami, a 10 p.m. curfew. Farther north, 3 Florida mayors banding together, beaches open but mandating masks.
But if it got out of hand for any reason, we could shut it down very quickly.
President Trump urging thousands to join him at a celebration in Mount Rushmore. No masks required.
We won't be social distancing.
From health officials, a different message, a plea to the young.
If you want college football in the fall, young people, please wear a face covering.
It's so important to stay home right now so that we can go out later and so that people stop dying.
A message that precautions today mean fewer lives lost tomorrow. Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Well, as you just heard Texas Governor Greg Abbott say, his state is one of many requiring face masks this 4th of July. But in Kentucky, it's not mandated. But as LEX 18's political reporter Carolina Buchek tells us, Governor Beshear is encouraging you to wear one to help keep everyone safe and prevent another shutdown.
As Kentucky begins a holiday weekend, the governor is reminding people that the coronavirus is still a threat.
With the 4th of July weekend coming up, with just about every part of our economy open at some capacity, we have to remember that there is still a virus out there and it can still be deadly, especially to our seniors.
That means masks are highly encouraged this 4th of July. Across the country, at least 19 states have ordered its citizens to wear face masks in public. Some are enforcing that rule by fining people who break the order. Now, this isn't the case in Kentucky right now. Kentucky is still not a mandatory mask state. It's up to each person to decide whether they wear one or not. But the governor is encouraging everyone to not only wear a mask, but also wash their hands and keep 6 feet apart. He says we can't pretend that the coronavirus is gone.
Just because you can get together with 10 people or 50 people now doesn't negate all of those rules, and we can do this. We can prove that we can reopen our economy. We can prove that we can get back together with people. All we've got to do is follow a basic set of rules. The question is, are we willing to go through something that's just a little bit uncomfortable? Wearing a mask, or when we need to, wearing some gloves to protect everybody around us. I believe we're up for it, and this weekend we need people to follow those rules.
The governor says it's the only way to keep Kentucky open and safe. In Lexington, Carolina Buchek, LEX 18 News.
Meanwhile, a judge has granted a temporary restraining order against some of Governor Andy Beshear's executive orders issued during this pandemic. The lawsuit challenges the constitutionality of Governor Beshear's use of executive power during the COVID-19 pandemic. The order stops the statewide enforcement, of the governor's executive orders as they apply to child care centers and automobile racetracks. The lawsuit argues that since Beshear declared an emergency on March 6th, he has arbitrarily issued complex, overly broad, and often conflicting orders. Attorney General Daniel Cameron says there's no doubt a need to protect the public, but that the governor's actions violate the Constitution, prohibiting one person from controlling every aspect of life for Kentuckians. Health officials announced today there are 299 new cases of the coronavirus and 4 more people have died. 455 people are being treated in Kentucky's hospitals tonight, which, as you see here, continues an upward trend that began June 28th. Today's number is also the highest it's been over the last 2 weeks. The lowest was 335. Back on June 24th, more than 430,000 tests have been administered to date. For updates about the pandemic in Kentucky, the U.S., and around the world, Download the free LEX 18 News app and make sure to log onto our website and Facebook pages for the latest information around the clock. In other news tonight, a woman died in a fiery two-vehicle crash early this morning that shut down a busy Lexington road for hours. Police say around 7 a.m., a white SUV was heading toward town on Leestown Road when it hit the driver's side of 50-year-old Tammy Botkin's vehicle as she pulled out of a shopping plaza. Botkin's vehicle was pushed down the road and caught fire. Police say the SUV driver tried to get away, but they stopped him. He was taken to the hospital and we're told he may face charges. Police say if you saw anything this morning, they want to talk to you.
It's very likely that there were other people that saw this crash and kept going, especially because of the fire. You know, a couple witnesses have said they started to go toward the car and then because of the fire had to back away.
The name of the SUV driver has not been released. Meanwhile, Lexington police are working another deadly crash that happened just a few hours later on New Circle Road near Harrodsburg Road. They say in that wreck, an SUV went off the road around 11 a.m., overturned, and a passenger was thrown out. A 38-year-old woman was killed. Her name has yet to be released. Lexington officials are working to keep more tragedies from happening this holiday weekend, and they have a warning when it comes to handling fireworks. Watch what the Lexington Fire Department has to say about protecting yourself from the dangers that come with these festive explosions. Next on LEX 18 News at 6.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthDocs.com to view a video of Dr. Curtis Given on innovations in treating strokes. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
Arby's couldn't make a new pecan chicken salad sandwich commercial last month, so we're running an old one. Update, the sandwich is still perfect and the blurry one doesn't exist. Arby's, we have the meats.
I am a real customer of Bryant Heating and Cooling, and I have been now for 11 years. Why do I do this? Because Bryant has always been here for me. I've had units go down, but when I called them, they were here, and they never left my home until I was comfortable. My system gets regular maintenance to keep it running efficiently. I know that my air conditioner is going to perform its best, even in the worst conditions. But if it doesn't, Bryant will be here. That's why I do this.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how you can get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
This is a mother that won't hassle you about grandkids. The new Mother Cruncher chicken sandwich from Rally's. Crispy, crunchy white meat with all the mother-loving fixins, or the tangy bacon barbecue. Rally's Mother Cruncher chicken sandwiches, starting at $3.99. Get Rally's delivered.
You're watching LEX 18 News at 6.
The city of Lexington is celebrating America's birthday with a massive fireworks display tomorrow. But with COVID-19, there are plenty of Lexingtonians who are opting for their own fireworks from home. So LEX 18's Kristen Edwards tells us how you can do that safely.
As people plan to light up the sky this holiday weekend, the fire department is asking them to do so safely.
The two primary concerns when it comes to the fireworks is the potential for property damage or personal injury, which is why we strongly recommend that everybody just leave it to the professionals.
The city is hosting its own show, but for those opting to set off their own fireworks, Captain Jessica Bowman has a few safety tips to keep in mind.
A few tips would be not to mix alcohol and fireworks. Make sure your children are closely supervised. Never allow your children to light fireworks. Keep a bucket of water or a hose on standby just in case something does happen.
She also recommends that you never carry fireworks in your pocket and that you only ever light one at a time.
In Fayette County, you can't shoot off anything that explodes or projects. So if it leaves the ground, it's illegal in Fayette County. However, we do know that sometimes people will bring fireworks in from neighboring counties and other places.
But as long as you follow the law, she says there's no reason why you can't have a safe and festive 4th of July. In Lexington, Kristen Edwards, LEX 18 News.
For those of you who are leaving it to the professionals, the city will provide a free fireworks show tomorrow at 10 p.m. You can watch the show within a 1-mile radius of the launch pad at West Main Street and Oliver Lewis Way. So is it going to be optimum weather for watching fireworks? We think so. Emily's in next with your Storm Tracker forecast.
LEX 18 News, honored with a Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for its new series, State of the Commonwealth. When you need in-depth, award-winning coverage of Kentucky's biggest issues, count on LEX 18.
Dinner with the Drakes tonight? Alexa, ask Buick to start my Encore GX. For filet.
You know this dinner's for their
Kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The first ever Buick Encore GX. Now everyone can get the GM employee discount on most 2020 Buick SUV models.
It is simply unbelievable. Now, the mobs have come for our founders and our heroes. Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln. General Grant, who brought the Civil War to an end, freeing the slaves. The World War II Memorial. Governors and mayors stood down and watched criminals spray paint churches, topple statues, and harass police. Seattle's mayor lets gangs ban police from several square blocks. People have been killed, but a large statue of Vladimir Lenin remains, while our own founding fathers are dragged through the dirt. Americans know that an imperfect nation built by imperfect heroes is still the most perfect union the world has ever seen. When the dust settles, it is never the mobs or the bullies whom we honor. It is the brave leaders who confront them. I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
When you need a vehicle you can count on, trust Green's Toyota to be here for you like we have been for over 50 years. Everything Toyota builds is built to last, longer than anyone else. That's why we can back every certified used vehicle with a 1-year comprehensive warranty, a 7-year powertrain warranty, and 1-year roadside assistance. Now get 0% financing for 60 months on any certified Camry or RAV4. The best new cars make the best used cars. Green's.
The long holiday weekend is here. Things are really heating up, and Emily is in for Bill tonight. And Emily, in addition to Lexington's fireworks show, there's also a lunar bonus tomorrow night as well.
Absolutely, yeah, the full moon, first full moon of the month of July, probably the only one. So
full moon and fireworks. That's
yeah,
cool.
you know, and we may have some cloud cover, but hopefully we'll be able to see that nice full moon, and hopefully that's going to kind of help the smoke to escape as well. But I was thinking with the cloud cover kind of hanging low, it's possible maybe a little bit breathing conditions, not as great breathing conditions coming up, or air quality over the next couple of days with the cloud cover. But we've seen some sunshine today, little cloud cover. Started to kind of roll back in here this afternoon. It's pretty much producing quite a bit of rain over the deep south, but many of us here in Kentucky have been seeing dry conditions. Now, over the course of the next couple of days, our high temperatures will continue to kind of pick back up. We've had highs in the upper 80s today, topping out around 89 degrees. We're going to top out around 90 tomorrow, 91 on Sunday, 90 on Monday. Notice we should be, this gray line right here represents average high temperatures in the mid 80s. We're actually going to get closer to that maybe next week by Thursday. but that's also when more of those rain and storm chances return. So it's almost like a give and a take. We warm up, we see the sunshine, and then we cool off maybe just a hair as the rain starts to make an appearance. So future track kind of we'll walk through the next couple of days. Really not a whole lot going on as far as the action goes, which is good news for those of you who do want to either set off some fireworks or view the fireworks very safely, of course. A little bit of cloud cover moving in for Saturday evening right over Lexington as well as the Cincinnati area. Looks like southern Kentucky may be a little bit more clearing. So looks like if you live in southern Kentucky, you may have a better shot at seeing that full moon coming up tomorrow night. High pressure remains in control of our forecast, keeping West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania dry, as well as most of Kentucky. There's a small chance we could see a couple of pop-up showers, though, moving back in as we move into Sunday afternoon. That's pretty typical considering how warm we're going to be, and also the humidity starts to make a pretty strong comeback as well. We thought it's been pretty comfortable, or at least I thought it's been decently comfortable. It could definitely be worse out there, but it has been very warm. Notice the rain chances remain very low, not only this weekend, but even through a good chunk of next week. We don't have any significant rain chances. Most of those will either be isolated or scattered. We really don't push up into the numerous range, but we are actually needing some rain, especially a little bit further to the northwest. Once you cross the river into Indiana, most of them are abnormally dry. We've been abnormally dry, but we've actually had quite a bit of rain. If you recall, last weekend and early this week, we had the flooding conditions. That definitely helped to kind of level things out once again. But I noticed walking this morning, grass is starting to get a little bit more crispy and crunchy again. So hopefully by the next week or so, we'll start to see more of those rain chances returning. Lows tonight down around 69 degrees. It's been calm, quiet. It's been pretty dry. We'll start to see a little bit more of the mugginess, the stickiness returning tomorrow. So I know if you have outdoor activities, you do want to stay hydrated. The heat, the humidity, especially if you have activities going on in the water, that's really going to drain you of your heat. So stay hydrated. High temperatures tomorrow, 90 degrees, but of course, feeling like the low 90s. UV index, pretty high as well. So keep the sunglasses, the sunscreen on. You don't want to burn. We want you to enjoy your 4th holiday very safely. So far, highs tomorrow, 90 degrees, 91 on Sunday. Looks like a little bit more rain chances return as we push into next work week. Hopefully you have a nice long weekend coming up. Monday and Tuesday don't look bad, 20 and 30% chance of rain respectively. We'll start to see that number kind of going up a little bit for Wednesday. About half the day, we could see some rain showers and some storms, and it looks like that activity pushes even into next work week.
Thank you, Emily. Here's another pandemic casualty. Lime says its e-scooter service was paused in nearly every market back in March as a result of COVID-19. But now we've learned the company is pulling out of Lexington. Most cities restored service in mid-April, but it didn't restart in Lexington due to city regulations, specifically the requirement to rebalance the scooters every 24 hours. Lime launched in Lexington back in October, bringing hundreds of e-scooters to the city. The company says it's not counting Lexington out for the future, and it is hopeful there will be changes to the rebalancing policy soon.
Lynn Bowden is getting to work with his new Las Vegas quarterback. And also, a UK basketball recruit makes a surprise choice that could be a game changer in the college game. We'll explain next in LEX 18 Sports.
Here's what's on LEX 18 tonight, sponsored by your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers. Chevy is here to help put you in a new Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevy is here for you.
I hear this all the time. I'm not the type of person who sues people. The question I ask them is, do you want to pay for someone else's careless driving, or do you want to make their insurance company pay? After years of paying premiums, when you're injured, it's the insurance company's turn to pay. Protect yourself and your family. Call Kaufman Stigger for a free consultation. Go to getthetiger.com. We are Kaufman and Stigger injury lawyers, and we fight for injured people.
Just a reminder that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to you this and every 4th of July by Phantom Fireworks. With state-of-the-art showrooms nationwide, we are America's #1 destination for brighter, louder, safer fireworks. Phantom Fireworks, lighting up faces in the backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
Hey folks, this is Duke Owens, General Manager here at Cartown Kia. Come and see us during our July 4th sales event where we have tremendous savings, including 0% financing. Or, for example, this 2020 Kia Soul, this 2020 Kia Forte, or this 2021 Kia Seltos. Your choice, 0 down, $199 a month. And folks, I got over 20 lenders waiting to approve you. Come see us during our July 4th sales event or look us up at cartownkiausa.com.
Just wanted to say thank you again for all the work you did for us to get our application through and funded for the SBA program. I've always known we were lucky to have a partner like you and Traditional Bank in our business, but seeing so many other peer businesses out there that were unsuccessful in the same process just shows me even more how great it is to have you all on our side at every step of the way.
This is why we're in business.
Makur Maker had Kentucky, UCLA, Memphis, and Howard on his final college list. Now, if I'd have given you a couple of choices to guess which one he picked, you probably wouldn't have gone with Howard right off the bat, but that is exactly what the 5-star 7-footer did today. Maker is the highest-ranked player to commit to a historically black college or university since the ratings started at ESPN in 2007. He also hopes to be a trailblazer, tweeting out, "I need to make the HBCU movement so that others will follow. I hope I inspire other guys." High school athletes locally and also their coaches have been working together for several weeks now. They're only allowed to condition and not use footballs or volleyballs. We've seen some programs around the state that have had to shut down after a player tested positive for COVID-19. It does kind of make coaches a little nervous.
You know, I'm just realistic with the fact that, you know, when you're dealing with kids and, you know, they're only with us, for example, an hour out of 23 hours a day. We can follow everything we want, but are they doing it? And that's the case for everybody in the whole country. So, you know, when that stuff happens, we'll just have to follow what the protocols tell us to do.
Former Wildcat Lynn Bowden was seen on Twitter working hard on his wide receiving skills with his new quarterback, Las Vegas Raiders' Derek Carr. Bowden was taken in the draft by the Las Vegas Raiders. They're planning to use him as a running back, wide receiver, and you may even see him playing some quarterback in their Wildcat offense, all those things he did at UK. The Reds are officially in spring training with the majority of the players working out at Great American Ballpark. They're getting ready for a season opener on either July 23rd or 24th, and there will only be a 60-game season.
There's no question that every game is going to mean so much more. And by the way, there's just nothing like playing in games like that. I mean, this is the best time of the season anyway. You know, it's like you're picking right up in a playoff stretch and the excitement of all of that. And the games will just flat out mean more.
It certainly will. LEX 18 News. We'll be right back.
Now that we're out and about, come on over to the Burke Furniture Independence Day sale with huge savings throughout every department of our store, even mattresses. And for this sale, get 0% financing for 36 months. Incredible savings on quality furniture like Bernhardt, Craftmaster, and Flex Steel, up to 60% off. And with over 65,000 square feet of showroom, social distancing will not be a problem. Updating your style has never been more affordable at the Burke Furniture Independence Day sale, going on right now.
Dinner with the Drakes tonight? Alexa, ask Buick to start my Encore GX. For filet.
You know this dinner's for their
Kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The first ever Buick Encore GX. Now everyone can get the GM employee discount on most 2020 Buick SUV models.
The coronavirus is wrecking Kentucky's budgets. If Mitch McConnell doesn't act, there will be painful cuts to essential public services. Fewer teachers and nurses, longer response times, dirtier streets. McConnell's answer? Let Kentucky go bankrupt. Text FUND to 237263 to tell McConnell to fund Kentucky's essential public services. AFSCME is responsible for the content of this ad.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how you can get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The pandemic meant an unexpected ending for the class of 2020, and schools across the state were forced to make alternate plans for graduations. At Powell County High School, leaders thought outside the box and came up with the idea for a documentary. They hired 606 Productions to document not only the actual graduation, but also how the pandemic affected the community. It includes the school system's meal deliveries to students, how locals pulled together to display the grads' names in downtown Stanton, and of course, the seniors in their caps and gowns. School administrators say they hope the creative send-off will leave students with some happy memories of a milestone year cut short. Thanks for watching, and have a great holiday weekend. Good night.